We are not able to see you.
I could see her. She's wearing
Acha.
red. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Good morning, Dr. Punam.
Yeah.
Welcome to our college.
Morning,
She's our
Preeti.
vice.
Good morning, Rubina. I hope you're all good. I think ma'am is waiting in the lobby. I suppose Bhavna, I just saw her name.
Okay. Let me check. Farhan, please check.
Yeah, I do see Professor Madhu Puruthi. Yep.
Oh, admit. किया मैम को?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am is here. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I can see Punam ma'am here. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
It's your good evening, I must say, so late at night and still you are with us.
Not a problem, rather it's my pleasure. No, I was like, I'm so much touched. I can do something for my own country and the young generation. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
I just want to apprise my colleagues that on the poster, the pic of yours which is there, so perhaps it's in an Indian dress. So that itself shows your fond attachment, I must say, with our with your own roots. I would like to say that. Really, we are very fortunate and happy, and I want to thank Bhavna for pulling you in and saying कि नहीं ये काम तो करना ही है.
Ma'am, she was already like in that mode. She was very happy and very enthusiastic also to do something for our country, like
institution. And I want to tell all my colleagues, my vice principal is also here, Professor Preeti Sehgal. I can see 3 photographs right now. That is Bhavna and Preeti Sehgal and yours, ma'am. I would just tell, because of my own health conditions, I could not mail to my colleagues. Today morning only I was mailing, and while I was reading thoroughly कि मेरे को अगर कुछ बोलना है तो मैम की इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या क्या बोलना है. I mean, really impressive. I must say you have your credentials worthy of. I have no words to say. Really worthy, and still you are connected with your roots. That's the best part. I can say the bond, it stays and it grows further. Thank you, Punam ji. Thank you so much.
So ma'am, can we
start?
Yeah. Simrat, we can start. We can start the things. Yeah.
A very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Blitz, the Computer Science Society of 𝑑𝒖𝒏𝒂𝒎 𝑵𝒂𝒈, I, Simrat Deol, Secretary of Blitz Society, welcome you all to today's webinar on the topic Trends in Cybersecurity. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our speaker for today, Ms. Punam Nagpal, Principal Ma'am, Professor Madhu Puruthi, Vice Principal Ma'am, Professor Preeti Sehgal, and all the teachers. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to you all for attending this webinar. Before starting, I would like to brief you all with our Computer Science Society. BLITZ, which stands for Brilliant Information Technology Zealots, is the Computer Science Society of 𝑑𝒖𝒏𝒂𝒎 𝑵𝒂𝒈, formed by the first batch of BSc Honours Computer Science. It has flourished beautifully since then. We endeavour to promote a technology-oriented attitude and an urge to delve deeper into the developments in this sector. We aim to expand the horizons of students and to consolidate their interests and commitment in the field of computer science. Our team is full of innovative and dedicated students filled with enthusiasm and avidity to do par excellence. We have always tried to create a common platform where students and faculty members could interact. This is being done by organizing talks, seminars, and workshops which serve to deepen the students' understanding. We work hard to organize our annual Tech Fest, Blitzkrieg, which incorporates various events that helps the students to become aware of the ongoing technological advancements and encourage them to learn the latest trends in this field. A few of the events conducted in the session 2020-21 are: in January this year, our team organized a webinar on web scraping in collaboration with Coding Blocks. In February, a webinar on Android development in Portland was organized. Later in February, a webinar on ethical hacking was conducted. We also organized an online data science competition along with an online coding competition. Under the guidance of our respected principal ma'am and faculty members, the society has been constantly growing and coming up with innovative ideas to provide students a gist of the fast-pacing changes in the tech environment. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our team for the session 2021 to 2022. We have here with us President Farhan Akhtar, he's from 3rd year. Secretary Simrat Deol, that's myself, I'm from 2nd year. Treasurer Soumya Gupta, she's from 3rd year. And executives Tushti Adlakha and Gaurav Hira from 3rd year. Udit Kaushish, Smriti Sharma and Agam Gupta from 2nd year. To begin with, I will now request Principal Ma'am to enlighten us with a few words of wisdom. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Simrit. Please, beta, आप लोग ये मत बोला करो कि share your wisdom. Wisdom नहीं है. It's the hospitality, I must say, the cordial things which we, extend to our guest, I must say. और वो guest जो इतने प्यार से हमारे साथ जुड़ते हैं. See, so for that affection, right now I am here. I have a meeting at Delhi Secretariat in ITO Delhi. I have to rush back there, but I said कि नहीं ये करके जाऊंगी. अभी एक phone भी आया, disconnect करा उसको ऐसे नहीं बात करनी.
Thanks.
And Punam ji, I would like to, I hope you won't mind my using bilingual language, Hindi and English. Are you comfortable?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I must say कि computer science department honestly बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है. The teachers, the students, मतलब कोई ये नहीं कह सकते कि एक ऊपर और एक कम है. They are, coming up with innovative topics and doing everything. Everything में जो उनको लगता है कि हमारे department या हमारी knowledge के लिए होना चाहिए. Present trends भी हैं. So they are up, I must say. And in fact, ऊपर हैं हमारे बाकी departments के लोगों से भी. So hats off to you, students. Farhan Akhtar is a name which I think nobody can forget. It's easy to remember. Simrat, aapko bhi. And all your teachers, I must say congratulations for organizing this topic. But it would be my bad luck. I won't be able to join you right now. I will see the recording later. And thank you, Punam ji, for once again coming and gracing our occasion. I think my vice principal would take over my role now onwards and conduct the webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Leave to attend the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you for joining us from your busy schedule.
Yes, ma'am. Please, I would like to take your permission to leave now and go for the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thanks, Bhavna. Thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable lessons and your guidance. Now, I would like to request Professor Preeti Sehgal, the senior most faculty of Computer Science Department, and who is currently serving as the Vice Principal of our college, to say a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and good morning, everyone, and good evening, Ms. Punam Nagpal. A very warm welcome to you on this platform. First of all, apart from being the Vice Principal, as she has already said, that it's my pleasure to be a part of Computer Science Department, first of all, and being the very first person to join this particular department. And I was just going through your profile and looking at your profile, the most impressive thing which I found was that you were focusing on, the young the young women in the engineering and science, which is really impressive. And actually, this pandemic session has been a boon because we can now hear from our international colleagues. Our students can also hear that, which was actually it was possible earlier also, but somehow we never got into it that we can have a kind of a webinar. We were always focusing on seminars and all. So holding a webinar is now becoming more frequently possible due to only because of this pandemic. And the topic of the day itself is quite relevant to trends in cybersecurity, because increasing use of systems, computer system, internet, and all of we are aware, being the computer science as well as a non-technical background also, because now we cannot say that a person is non-technical, even if that person is teaching history or geography or any art subject. I think most of us have been turned into technical people.
Yeah,
Thanks to the pandemic session. So hope to hear a lot from you, Ms. Poonam, and I hope and I wish all our students will experience and will benefit from your talk, and will also, incorporate all your in fact ethics, I can say, into so that they can secure in the cyber security itself, because जाने अनजाने बच्चे काफी कुछ although they don't know or they are not aware, but cyber security has certain aspects which, being a layman person or being any in fact person, we don't even come to know that it is a breach of cyber security. So I hope the students would listen and will inculcate all these things in their day-to-day activities. So very warm welcome to you, and over to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words and your guidance. Now, I would like to invite the teacher in charge of Computer Science Department, Ms. Mauleen Pathak, to say a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much. A very warm welcome to our speaker, Ms. Punam Nagpal, and Principal ma'am has left, but to Preeti ma'am, our Vice Principal and the senior most member of our department, all my colleagues and all the dear students. I mean, I would just want to express my extreme, pride to be a part of Department of Computer Science at Keshav Mahavidyalaya. Because it's known for its dedicated students, its diligent staff, and it's one of the very few colleges that offer in Delhi University that offer BSc Honors Computer Science, and very proudly I can say that one of the best colleges that does that. So and now without it's there's a saying which says that never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. So thanks to you, Miss Punam Nagpal ma'am, that we've got this opportunity to learn about trends in cybersecurity, and thanks to Dr. Bhavna, convener Blitz Society, and the entire organizing team for giving us this opportunity. So I'm sure all of us are very eager to know more about cyber security trends. So I'll just hand it over back to you, and thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Molly.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite the convener of our society, Dr. Bhavna Gupta, to introduce our esteemed speaker for the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks, Simran. Good morning to all the participants, and a welcome to today's speaker, Ms. Punam Nagpal, our principal ma'am, vice principal, and other dignitaries who have joined us live on YouTube or Facebook. It gives me a huge pride to introduce today's webinar speaker, Ms. Punam Nagpal. Ms. Punam Nagpal is currently working at USA in Cisco Systems, an American multinational company, as a product manager within the security business group to improve customers' experiences with the company's product. Punam has been a part of Cisco family since 2000 and had worked extensively as a leader in various projects of Cisco engineering and customer support. But her passions extend beyond software quality to the quality of relationships and life. So as a leader for Cisco's Women in Science and Engineering group, Punam tirelessly inspires other women within Silicon Valley and globally about maintaining work-life balance by organizing talks and workshops. In fact, she is a frequent guest speaker at international women's conferences. She is also part of Tarika Foundation, which is a non-profit mental health organization that focuses on mental health in children and adolescents. Not only about work-life balance for women, she can suggest plethora of career choices to those who are pursuing studies in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Punam is also a member of IEEE and the American Society for Quality. Last but not the least, inspired by her achievements, IEEE USA's Women in Engineering ebook series had published Punam's autobiography, which will be shared to all the participants as a link in chat box. So on behalf of Blitz Society, 𝒂𝒎 𝑵𝒂𝒈, we all again welcome you, Punam. Over to you, Punam.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm very delighted and it's my honor, I feel, and a privilege to be here with esteemed faculty members and so enthusiastic students who are keen to learn. So I'm going to share, this is today's agenda, not going to share the whole journey. I do have 24 years of working experience. You definitely can learn a lot of life lessons, ups and downs, just reading my autobiography. That is just 45-minute read. But I will share you some nuggets throughout this presentation. And as we were saying, everybody is using technology.
Punam, you are not audible. Punam? Yeah. Punam? Can you hear us? Punam? Is this a voice problem at my side or nobody is able to hear?
भावना आवाज नहीं आ रही है उनकी.
Yeah. Punam? Yeah. Let me write on a thing. Okay. Punam, you are not audible. Hello? Yeah, Punam? She is not picking the phone and not responding. So what we can do?
Wait करो, शायद कोई नेटवर्क इशू ही रहा होगा.
Yeah.
तो होस्ट का भी एक बार चेक कर लीजिए, कई बार वहां से भी नेटवर्क इशू हो जाता है यहाँ पे ना.
I'm trying to call her, so she's not. I think as soon as she went into that full mode of that PPT, so some problem was there. So we can stop the recording. What we can do? Yes, Farhan.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear you?
We were not able to. Yeah, we were not able to hear you in between. So I think you can start from the beginning itself.
Okay. Okay. Why don't you even? I think if you want to record a new session, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we are opening the. Yeah, recording is already there in place. Yeah.
Okay. So the sharing part. Are you seeing anything, or do I need to share again?
You need to share again because we are only seeing your video. So we are not seeing any of the. Share it again. Should I share your PPT?
Yeah, let's do that because I am not able to see, like it is saying open tray. Maybe, that's what I need to do.
Fine. I'll share. Just wait.
Okay. So if you're seeing it, I'm okay to do it. Are you seeing my slide?
Just wait. I'm sharing. Just wait.
Yes.
webinar.
Punam, slide is visible to us now.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue then.
Okay.
Bhavna, yeah.
I'm sharing.
भावना आप रहने दो, उनकी शेयर हो रही है.
अच्छा, okay. चलिए, ठीक है. Fine.
Okay. Let me start from the beginning. So I was saying I'm not going to share all 20. There is some background noise also coming. If you're not talking, please do mute yourself. Okay, that's better. So I'm not going to share my whole 24 years of journey, but I'm just going to share how did I come up with security. So it's almost 5.5 years I'm working as a product manager within Cisco Security Business Group. One career advice I would like to give to all of you is stay closer to customers. Because if you see, end of the day, who is giving us business? Customers. So that's what more or less I did in my journey, and I work with customer every day in my day job. So let's talk about cybersecurity and trends in cybersecurity. Very simple definition of cybersecurity, you can say to keep internet secure, but it is more than that. So that's the reason I wanted to give that definition of cybersecurity so that we are all aware what we are talking. So it's the body of technology and processes. A lot of people ignore processes. Certification compliance is a big part of cybersecurity practices for designing our products secure, keeping network secure, program secure, data, customer data, right? So privacy laws are there from attack, not only from attack, unauthorized access. So I wanted to bring your attention to end user education. It's very important. The biggest attack vector today is email, phishing emails. And why phishing emails are happening? Because our end users are not educated. They don't know that email is going to take them to honeypot or the website where there is a malware, or they will be kind of getting into that ransomware. So that's the reason, it's, I believe, each of us carry that responsibility because we are part of technology. We are using technology every day. Our life is depending upon technology, if you ask me. So it is our responsibility to safeguard our identity, data, and computing devices. So, as a collective society, community, we should be aware of cybersecurity and how we can protect ourselves. So, you will hear some of the stories. You all might be following, even might have seen on the newspaper, right? CIO, CEO are resigning because there was a data breach, credit cards are stolen, systems are getting hacked. And I will share that story. Even my credit card was stolen, and what happened, why it happened. But this is really happening. And I have given a link of a YouTube video where you will see how ransomware attack happened. One of the admin of a CEO is clicking on a phishing email. The whole company is hacked, and now CEO is about to present analyst the financial details, and now his laptop is not there, and they need to go live to share their results, and then they end up paying ransomware. But it was just a small human error. If that admin was educated, would not have clicked that link, things would have been different. So that's the reason it's very important for all of us to have that awareness. So, but why these hackers are hacking? What is in it for them? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm sharing some of the numbers here. These numbers might be outdated, but the point here is your personal data is generating money for someone. And we are creating data all the time. So data is money, data is currency, if you ask me. So credit card, for example, I'm giving you example. It can be from $5 to $1,190, depending upon how much is your credit limit, how much, your bank account, for example, has it. Maybe you have account in Swiss bank, you have a lot of money over there. So your account is very lucrative to all these hackers. So even, Facebook, for example, they are getting sold in dark web. So it's very important for us to be careful and protect our information, our personal information. Here we call it social security number, which is kind of Aadhaar card number, PAN for you over there. So this is the unique identity number for social security citizens over here. So the stories I was telling you, my own email was hacked. I wanted to attend one online yoga class, and I clicked on the link. It was a Zoom meeting, and I was not able to join. And then I was trying my password. I could feel something did not go well, but it was too late for me. And my email got hacked. And a few days later, I am getting an email which was demanding ransomware, Bitcoin, and it was kind of like threatening that language. We will share your uncensored videos with your contacts and make it this and that. And I knew, who I am. So I don't need to worry. So I just simply quickly changed not only that email, but other passwords also, because I wasn't sure what all damage is done. So my piece of advice would be, in case you are in that situation where your email is hacked, quickly change your password. And you need to follow best practices for keeping the longer password. Just simply don't keep your name or, a very common things or celebrity's name as your password. So credit card, I was sharing that information, and this is real. It happened on 1st of September this month. In fact, it had happened back in July, but I did not pay attention because these were small transactions. And the funny part is hackers are very smart. They used it on manually. Card was not stolen. The card is with me, but it was used, the number was stolen, and it was used on Amazon Prime. And if you see globally, Amazon Prime has 200 million users, active account, right? So in one household, I have 4 family members, so I did not know who is using. So I did not pay attention when those 3 transactions happened in July. But when I received this email, it caught my attention because it is a legit email. As you can see, they say it's from trusted source, sender. Then I immediately called my bank and I told them about this email, and they froze my credit card, and they sent me another credit card, and they said they will take care of my okay. So I'm video is not coming properly. That's fine. Let's keep going. So yeah, see, technology, sometimes you rely so much on technology, but it may not behave the way you're expecting. So what I'm saying is, yes, these stories, what you read in the newspaper, they are real. There is so much happening on cybercrime. So I will tell you another interesting story about impersonation. So dating scam. You don't know, a person could be 60-year-old and pretending to be 16-year-old. So one of my colleague, not colleague, my relative in India was kind of part of that scam. So I don't know how his information was stolen, but he made a phone call to us, and he was asking us there is someone, Samantha Singh, 35-year-old, coming from the US, visiting India. She wants to invest in India, staying in Radisson Hotel, and he was about to go meet with her and, give money and all that stuff. So we told him it is too good to be true. It is a red flag. And lately he found out, yes, it was a scam. And good news is he was not victim of that. But those scams are happening on the internet. So be careful. I have more stories, but I will not tell you every single story. IRS scam, that is tax related scam. We were about to again fall victim of that, because that year when we received that call, we did owe some money to the federal government, and my husband thought the call is real. And the way these hackers, these scammers call you, it feels like real. A lot of senior citizens over here in the US, they have given their life saving to these scammers, because they generate a lot of fear in you, and sometimes emotions also. So the good part is my husband was having that conversation while I quickly searched that number on the internet, and I did find out that number was IRS scam. So we luckily were not impacted. And now also we get call, but now we are very well educated. Other scam, like I'm showing you here, Apple notice customer care. We majority of us have Apple devices in the house, and such emails you may think it's real, like somebody like they're this trying to help. Maybe my email is hacked from Finland. Let me click on this, but no, this is again a phishing attack. If you click, you don't know, like it may be ransomware. So the good, like always pay attention to the sender. As you can see, this is like they use that alias here, but that's not the sender. So that is a big red flag. So there are actually education companies, like there are products getting launched to make user aware of phishing email. In fact, within Cisco, we do have drills where, like, we used to get phishing email to train us. In the beginning, employees were not aware, and then they had to attend a training. But over the time, Cisco has definitely done a good job, and we are well aware what is a phishing email, and we do report that. And even, in fact, that free email provider, Hotmail, Gmail, all these email providers are now giving you, junk folder is separate. It is like asking you to report, and you can also make out if it is phishing email or not. So other, like, charity scam, people are calling, evoking your emotion, this country is suffering that way, they need money, whether that is true or not. People, like, want to donate. So that kind of things are happening. Auto warranty, your warranty is about to expire, they seek your personal information, and then they go for a bigger scam. So the reason of voice phishing, we call it wishing attacks, are happening more because now it is voice over IP. It's very hard to track because every time you change your cable, your address is changing. So one time my vice president was getting phone calls from me, about 9 times she got it, and she asked me, luckily she asked me over the messenger if I was trying to reach to her, and I told her I'm not. So it was a big surprise to her. Then later we figured it out. It was that voice phishing attack. So be smart, be aware. Don't ever give your personal information, your bank account, your credit card, or your Aadhaar card number to anybody. And to be honest, you need to be mindful for putting any information on the internet. Maybe your future employer is looking at your information. We all have that digital life. We have digital brand. So if you are putting too much information, it can be used in many ways. So be mindful what you're putting out there. And, the good idea is to do a Google search on your name and see what all comes out. So I did tell my daughter about this, and because even colleges, for example, they can run and see what kind of students are coming to their college, right? Employers can see if they are hiring a good person. So be aware of your digital brand. So the trends, 3 trends I'm going to talk about in little more detail. But why in 2020 these trends are there? More or less, these trends were there before also, as you heard my story, right? Like ransomware, cyber attack. But now in 2021, it happened more because remote work. We were all forced to work from home because of COVID. So now more devices are coming on the network, right? And there are threats against critical infrastructure. We are so dependent on technology. Our power grid, for example, healthcare, it's all connected through technology. So now, I'm going to bring your attention to this data explosion. How much data is going to be there by 2025? 200 zettabytes. I'm not sure if I know how many zeros are going to be there, but I know there will be digital, janitors to remove digital junk from the internet. Even take a pause and ask yourself how much data you yourself are generating. How many pictures are you posting on the Facebook, or how many, WhatsApp forward you are doing, or how many emails you are sending, right? So we are generating data knowingly, unknowingly, almost every minute, I would say. So this is the beginning of fourth industrial revolution. And I mean, this revolution is bringing a lot of opportunities also. As you can see, there will be 45 million software developers needed by 2030, right? So what I'm trying to say here, because of the this data explosion, because of the IoT devices, like I'm sure most of you own 2-3 devices for sure, right? You do have your phone, you do have your laptop, maybe you have your wearable like Apple Watch or Fitbit or whatever you're wearing, right? And then you do have your maybe tablet. So it is predicted like almost 4 IoT devices per person, and 30 billion IoT sensors will be everywhere, and we will generate so much data. So, and as we talked about, this data is important to hackers, and they sell it in the dark web. So that's the reason attacks are happening more. So we talked about cyber crime, and it is ransomware is a cyber weapon of choice. And the reason, emails, if you see our school children are now using emails, our even grandparents are using technology connecting, right? So, and I was thinking, when I was in my master's, what did I know about security? And we knew about virus. We knew like, okay, if my floppy disk is corrupted and I'm taking this floppy disk to another other computer, it will corrupt that computer. And we did not know about like, so many attacks, ransomware, 0-day, spyware, right? So there are now 124 separate families of ransomware. And within that, who knows, I did not take account, but the point here is phishing will remain primary risk in 2021. And how do we take care of that? By educating our end users. our children, our even senior citizens, so that they are not becoming victim of the cyber crime. So here I'm sharing the data with you because of all the usage we are doing of emails and other technology like websites also, right? Honeypots are there. So ransomware increased by 435%, which is a huge, huge jump. And even average payout is now more. So I would highly recommend you to take a look at this YouTube, and you will see how a cyber attack happens and how ransomware is claimed. And the other factor I must say, because now we are using cryptocurrency, right? That Bitcoin, it's becoming rather harder to track, where that attacker is sitting around the globe and how, we can track and reduce that crime. So the third one I was telling, World Economic Forum noted that attacks on critical infrastructure, like, power grid, for example, if hackers are getting access to that power grid, they can shut down the whole country because, everybody needs that power. In the United States, I can't imagine a day without power here. Right, so healthcare, transportation, so that those attacks are now very scary, in fact. And I have given one TED Talk link in the resources. You will be amazed to see how, without entering into the car, hacker can fail the brake of that car, right? Which is very scary. Imagine some hacker has hacked the president or prime minister car, and anything can they can do, right? So all these technologies, growth are bringing more cyber threats also, and we need to be very well aware of. So since I'm talking to all of you there in India, so I did pull out some data. What are the biggest 5 data breaches in India? I was surprised. Air India, Domino Pizzas, I definitely know those names. Others I don't. But the reason is I liked what Vikram Gupta said here. Indian startups run a huge risk of data breach. Because in startup, what we do, we want to deliver that product very quickly without following any processes, without practicing cyber laws, and the impact you can see here. So I have given that link. You can read the impact of all these data breaches and what these companies are going to do to protect user data. So they come to companies like Cisco, and then they kind of do their health check of their company infrastructure. And now cyber insurance is another area we are seeing. Companies are coming up. You can buy cyber insurance, and breaches, if it happens, your insurance will take care. So new industries are coming up because of all the revolution is happening in cyberspace. So because, as we said, there is a data explosion, digital transformation, which means more software-based services, more cloud, more dependency on the internet, right? So definitely we have seen a lot of shift in the market. 50% of organizations have a cloud-first strategy. So 2.5 years back, when I went to Europe on a business trip, I did see, or maybe 3.5 years back. So there was a resistance in Europe for going to cloud because of that privacy laws. But now COVID made us realize it's easy and faster to go to cloud, and we are seeing that trend in the US also. Small commercial businesses, they don't want to manage devices. They have shortage of talent. They don't have big teams, so maintaining that hardware, having that space, and then on top. You need to keep updating software with all these new patches which are delivered. So they want cloud services. Somebody let cloud manage it, and they have seen, benefit of using cloud services. So I'm sharing here data. 70% of organizations using cloud services today plan to increase their cloud spending. Why? Because they have seen the benefit. Total cost of operation for them has gone down since they adopted cloud. So whether some companies like it or not, but it is that already transformation has started. And I must tell you, like, what my experience was visiting India. It was a very pleasant experience. Lot of changes in India. I like Paytm everywhere. You don't need to carry rupees. The physical currency anymore. You can pay it through apps. And it was funny for me. My corporate Amex card was not working. I did not have currency, but luckily I had my niece who hosted me there in Bangalore, and my colleagues also took good care of me. I would have taken currency, but the point what I'm saying is I was pleasantly surprised to see, in India also now every other shop has website, and people are using technology day in day out. WhatsApp, rather, we are seeing customers are demanding to put more features in our products to make WhatsApp as a business critical application. So in nutshell, you will see rise in cloud more, and that means we need to keep our clouds secure. We need to keep internet secure. People do keep their private data center secure, but if they are going on cloud, we need to make sure cloud is also secure. And as I mentioned, attacks are happening. Attackers are changing their strategy, and we all know this is the Tom and Jerry game, right? We fix one thing, attackers are knowing what we did, so they are coming up with new. So we are catching that game. But the thing is, if you see, this internet was never meant to used by billions of people who are using today. If you see the origin of internet, it was for university or military purpose. But as I said before, now 3-4 years old are using for video games or learning point of view, and our parents, grandparents are using. So internet was never designed to be secure, right? But now we need modern methods and trustworthy infrastructure to combat all the threats we talked about. So what is Cisco doing to keep internet secure? So we have around 12 to 14 products for various needs in our portfolio. I'm going to share some of them with you. So to address various threat landscape. So these are the products. We talked about email. So we do have secure email solution. I will share more details with you in a minute. And for keeping web transactions secure. And I will tell you, it was very fascinating for me when I came to security. My every single web transaction, if my company wants, they can track it. And they block many websites for their employees. They can keep the quota, for like watching YouTube, or they can track your chat on Facebook. I did not know all that before. So it's like, a firewall also, you might have heard about firewall. So this umbrella is for cloud strategy. We had acquired OpenDNS company. So in any connect business, when COVID just started, I mean, companies like Cisco and large technology companies, we encourage work from home. We had that infrastructures. Our laptops are also kept secure. we did not have much problem when we were hit by COVID, but a lot of our customers, they were not prepared. So we did see rise in that remote access solution, AnyConnect VPN solution. And in fact, we were rather like having little shortage. How do we enable our customers to have that work from home for their employees? So that technology companies helped tremendously to, I would say, keep the business up and running during COVID crisis. So Duo is another very good product from Cisco, multi-factor authentication. So I will take a look if I get a chance to talk a little bit about that product as well. But all these products, you can read about them, what kind of solutions they are providing on the resources I will share with you. So right now, there are three terms very common being used in industry, and I am right now working on SASE. SASE is Secure Access Service Edge. So there is a convergence happening, and security, to be honest, is everywhere. So now, like we are saying, network security, right? So we are combining network and security functionality. And I talked about, keeping cloud safe. So SASE is providing that infrastructure or solution. It's not a product, but there are many products which are kind of going to work hand in hand to provide access to users from wherever they want. They can be working from home, they can be at office, or they can be at coffee shop, and they want to, access applications. So that's what SASE solution is all about. And the other one is XDR, Extended Detection and Response. So I did not talk, the security, we do it in a layered fashion. So for example, if you're building a house, right, so you want to make sure you're putting a good lock on your front door, right? And if you're keeping your expensive things, precious things in the room, you want to make sure that room is also secure. And then if you have, solitaire, your diamond, you want to make sure that is kept in the safest place. There is more security, but you want to make sure your front gate is very secure, because if thief is entering from the front door, there are chances they can even go to another room and then get your other possessions, right? So that's what that SASE is also, you need to keep your end user secure, your like end users endpoints, meaning your laptop, your mobile, because if ransomware, that phishing email is clicked, it is clicked from your laptop. If your laptop is infected, you are going to infect other laptops in the network, right? So what is the wise thing to do? Contain that virus in that ransomware in that one laptop itself instead of propagating it into the whole network, right? So that's what edge or endpoint security is very crucial. And then you need to keep your network at every layer secure, access layer secure, even core, your data center. So, but what happens is you get so many notifications, false positive, and you don't know, like whether this is real or not. So, like for example, if you have to find a needle in haystack, it's like loss of productivity. You will take forever. So that's what industries right now, we are getting notifications from your firewall, from your email, from your web, from so many intelligent sources. But now, who is going to correlate that? So now customers are saying, put automation, correlate all the information and give me meaningful insights, give me actionable insights so that my productivity is boosting. I don't want to look at false positive and spend so much time over there. And later on, I'm finding my whole network is infected. So a lot of good work is getting done in that area also. And the third area, zero trust. ZTNA, you may hear that term, ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access. So we all use here in Cisco on my laptop. When I want to log in to my company's network, I do use a single sign-on, but at the same time on my phone, I do have another factor. Suppose my laptop is stolen, somebody is trying to go to companies confidential stuff and trying to take away that, but now they need to have that another layer, so which is like that push comes to my phone and I need to give that code to go inside the company network. So we are adding another layer, another factor. That's the reason it's called MFA, multi-factor authentication. So they are not trusting that user who is going through laptop. So that layer wants to make sure user is legit. So that another layer, the Duo product I was telling you. So Duo means two. So we have two now factors to validate. So that increases security. So there are even passwordless solutions are coming up in the market. But these are the three things Cisco is right now working and bringing to the market to give more visibility, increase efficiency, and make it simple for our users. So just to give you a glimpse, how Cisco is protecting its employee data. So it's so fascinating, how many people are working in 170 countries, 40K routers are there, 26,000 remote offices connection, 2,500 IT applications, and 1,350 engineering labs. So I'm sharing here how much traffic is inspected, how many web transactions are done per day by Cisco alone. And the best part is 94% of incoming emails are blocked. Imagine if those emails were coming to employees' mailbox, phishing attack, marketing, right? So all those emails, these emails are not coming to our mailbox. So employees' productivity is not impacted. Or phishing, as we said, one mistake can put your whole company at risk. So that is a topic in itself, how email security is implemented. But I will take a pause and I will like to give you a challenge. You need to find out, how is your university securing your mailbox? What kind of routers do you have in your university? How many you have? How many percentage of emails are getting blocked? So do talk to system administrator, network administrator of your university and get that webinar. Find out all this information I'm sharing for Cisco. And Cisco on Cisco, every single Cisco product, what we build for our customers, we are using those products ourselves. So we rather share our best practices with large enterprises, how we keep it secure and how they can learn from that case study use case, and they can keep their company secure. So at the end, I have given link if you are interested to know more how large enterprises are using what kind of processes and products to keep themselves secure. That's very fascinating read. And here I'm sharing even 250 plus InfoSec and extended team members. Their job is to keep Cisco secure. They're inspecting this data. There is automation. They are looking at every single malware which is coming to Cisco and blocking it before it is getting spread to the bigger network. So take a look at that if you are having some interest. So where all this intelligence is coming from, all the big companies like Cisco who are security providers, They have large global telemetry network. We call it Talos. They may call, like other competitors might be calling something else, but I wanted to share that information with you, the volume, how Cisco is differentiating as compared to other vendors because of the volume of data we have. So we had 300 billion email messages a day. This network is scanning that. And I was sharing with you how much Cisco employees are generating email data itself. So go to this website, even you can see the live view, which country is generating how much spam. And it's fascinating, how many active websites are there today in the world. And things are changing every day. Reputation is changing. Web reputation of website is changing every day. So even be curious, just go and see what is your university website reputation. So Talos Intelligence will give you all that information. So all the Cisco products, they are having this intelligent, like they're getting feeds from this network, Talos network. They have worldwide data centers and all these email scannings happening. Even customers, they can report if they run into any SHA value files which they never saw before. They can report to Talos. 0-day attacks information comes out. So there is a weekly, I guess, or bi-weekly blog what Talos send. If you're interested to know what kind of attacks are happening, what kind of vulnerabilities are found, do subscribe to that. You will be amazed to see what kind of things are happening. And I will tell you, when I was new to security, we do have a room here within Cisco. I would be very fascinated. I will read, oh, this attack, that attack. Now I'm like, okay, these are happening every day. So I don't follow every attack. But yeah, the big one, definitely I do, because my customer will talk about it and I need to be educated for that. So I hope it is interesting information for you. So now let me take a pause and tell you about the cybersecurity career, a career that will stay in demand for decades to come. That is so true because, there is a zero unemployment rate for this career. And at the end of my presentation, I have given resources to read how many people have changed their career path because they saw there was a demand in security. And as I'm saying here, there will be 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs by 2021. So to be honest, I feel there is a job security in cybersecurity, and I'm going to happily retire within this area of my career in cybersecurity. So some of the job roles I'm listing here for you, but there are more. Even product manager is not listed here. But just to give you a glimpse, it's not all about coding. It's good to have those skills, programming skills, if you want to be a software developer. But there are other skills also needed in the space of cybersecurity. And I will share more details in a couple of slides. So keeping yourself safe, I think talked about enough. Like we all need to own our data and we need to make it safe. Identity theft can happen. Even my husband was laughing. You are a security professional and your own email got hacked. Yes, prevention is better than cure. So I need to be more aware. I need to prevent. But yes, attack can happen. So there is a very famous quote our CEO, ex-CEO John Chambers used to say, each company is either they are breached or they don't know they are breached. They will be breached. So, even today I'm sharing my stories. Maybe tomorrow it will become your stories. The only thing is we can prevent it by following hygiene practices like effective passwords, longer the better, right? Avoid, as I said, common or famous statements. I'm sure you're very well aware of that. And other thing, protecting devices. How do you do that? Whenever you have any patch, new latest software pushed to your laptop, and it could be because of security flaw, do update that, and use antivirus, anti-spyware to keep your device protected. So let me spend few minutes on this because it's very important for all of you. So Cisco has Network Academy. It's a worldwide company social responsibility to bridge that digital divide. So anybody like 13 and above, they can create their account, and there are a lot of courses which are free. Even Cybersecurity 101, Cloud Security. I request all of you to go there, create an account, and get those digital certification with you. You can put it on your LinkedIn. It has value, and you will learn a lot during this process. And skills for all, it does not even only have technology related skills, but it has skills other than the soft skills, which you definitely need in a large organization to be successful. The third link here I am sharing is particularly cybersecurity webinar series. There are 3 webinars there, and I did not put all the things from there except just one slide about the career role. I highly recommend to go through the last 2 webinars. You will learn about blockchain, cryptocurrency, various kind of attacks, and the third series is talking in detail about the job market and how to enter in cybersecurity. So it will be a worth time spent if you are going through those webinars. So if you are interested in getting certification, so learningnetwork.cisco.com, we have a lot of level of certification, and some of you might pursue higher education after undergrad. Some of you may want to go to work, right? Find a job, and how your employer will take a look, like your portfolio. Why should they hire? If you have that certification under your tool belt, you have that leg up. Employers know, you have invested time, you have done good job getting that certification, you are knowledgeable. So if you can get certification before even applying for job, it is definitely going to benefit you. I talked about those 5 attacks. You can read more details about that, and even be aware. Pick up phone if you have used Air India. Make sure your data was not stolen, or if it is, you need to ask what did security measures you took and how you're going to protect in future and all that good stuff. So the other link, this is YouTube link. I mentioned about the cyber attack and ransomware. How social engineering, I did not talk about social engineering. That's what is used for doing this kind of attack. Do listen to that. It feels like you're watching a movie, but that is happening in reality. It's not a movie. So this TED talk, very, very fascinating, how hackers can do reverse engineering, hack your devices, and can cause damage. Take a look at that. And this diversity, I was telling you, there are many peoples who have shared how they came into security and what they are good at and how they are proceeding their career within cybersecurity. So the last link here I'm sharing is about the enterprise. Like I was sharing that data Cisco on Cisco, how Cisco protects enterprises and Cisco itself. So these resources are going to be helpful to you if you have any interest in cybersecurity. And before I end today's presentation, I do have one request to all of you. I did not talk about cyberbullying, but that area is very near and dear to me. lot of suicides are happening because of cybersecurity. I mean, this cyber crime and cyber bullying. I did not talk about sex texting. It's like very common. So what my request to all of you is, be part of the good side. Make even younger generation aware, our kids who are using this technology day in day out for their education. Even I talked about senior citizens who might not be aware of those bad guys and they are getting scammed. So rather make it a movement, make it as your responsibility to educate others. First, be aware yourself, protect yourself, and protect others. So I have great hope from my future generation, and I am confident they will use technology for greater good. They will make this world a better place to work and live, and all of us will be having good time together. With that, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative and enlightening webinar. You provided us with really valuable information along with your own personal instances. It really enhanced our knowledge. Thank you so much. Now the grounds are open for questions. If anybody has any query, he or she may put it in the chat box.
Simrat, are we able to see anything in the chat box? Any
No,
doubts?
ma'am, not yet.
Okay, fine. So
okay, Bhavna, let me ask one thing. Hello, Punam ma'am. It is such a good thing that you have shared your life experiences. I just want to know that you said whenever we click a link and the time we know that destruction has been happened. Suppose accidentally we does that. We know that we are going to that apart from changing the password, what other measures we can do to minimize the destruction that has been done already through this?
Right. So done is done. It's hard to get if you have lost money as part of that, right? But the only thing, as I said, keep yourself aware because new ransomwares are coming every day. As I said, hackers are becoming smart. So reading news or subscribing to blogs I mentioned about, that's the one way of educating yourself what's happening. As I said, those scams, we were not aware. So anytime like you see, it should not be, your instinct also tell you sometimes. So quickly do your search, Google search, research. The fundamental is, if somebody is asking you your personal information, and I will tell you another story, like for example, bill payment, like here energy, right? Electricity bill. Some old lady was getting call from electricity company saying, hey, you owe $500, and she knows she doesn't, right? So it was like that person was trying to put a lot of pressure. Within half an hour we'll cut your power, and we know electricity is so important. So that lady was smart. She hung up phone, she called her daughter, and she said, like, I don't know who is calling and they're going to cut my power. So daughter was saying, do you really owe money? If not, mom, why are you worried? Right? So let them do, like, that's what I'm saying. You need to be sensing, like you don't owe anybody money. Why are you afraid? Right? Let them call. So now even our phones, they have given that feature. I do get scam likely, right? That caller ID is not there. I'm not going to pick it up. So there is another feature I'm using. If that caller ID is not in my contacts, I don't want that. right? So because you get so many scam calls and your productivity is lost, so you will like, yeah, it's okay to burn once and learn from it, but yeah, it's ongoing battle, that cyber crime. So damage done is very hard to gain back.
Right. One more thing. Day before yesterday, I got a mail from Facebook that your Facebook account has been used somewhere in Indonesia, kind of thing. I just ignored that mail. Do really they are using us, or they are just lucrative things to get you alert and get clicked by clicking those things?
So
It
as I shared that example of my own, like, it's Finland, right? So I will tell you, before these email providers, they used to use geolocation to help us. Like, I am based out of USA, right? California, and I'm not
right.
there in Finland. So if somebody might have hacked, right, but that was like, benefit if geolocation was used and I'm getting that notification. But now hackers are using it for the other practices, because they know, like, we have built that trust with email providers, and now hackers are giving the similar subject line and inserting that malware. So my request is, either you can forward that email to me, and as I showed, like, the sender address is very important, not the alias. Alias looks like it was Apple support. Oh, yeah, it could be, my something happened with my Apple ID or Apple computer or Apple phone. But when I look at the address, email address, it's very clear it's not Apple support. So do
I
take a look.
analyzed the address. Yeah, I analyzed, and it was mentioning undisclosed recipient. So I just ignore and delete the mail.
Right. Or if, like, if it was bank, for example, a lot of stories are there, like, where seriously, because see, these emails or these websites are just like hardly one spelling different, and
Yeah, they
everybody is
make a different or something like that. I have saw the
exactly
example. Yeah.
right. So they will, like, grammar will be wrong, or period will be extra. So there is definitely a clue, but you have to be very careful examining those examples. So you can definitely get more awareness education. Just do a Google search on phishing email example. You will see tons of examples.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Now students have raised the hand, they can ask questions.
Yeah, some of the students are waiting, so we can do the questioning kind of thing. Ashish is asking. Can you open the mic of Ashish? Farhan?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
Punam
Ashish.
ma'am. Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
So my question will be, in terms of cybersecurity, what do you think and how safe do you think are the VPNs that are provided by the several clients that provide VPN services in and claim that they are providing security measures to us?
Definitely VPN is secure than the regular, because you're setting up a dedicated tunnel, and the IP address, like, even NAT is there, right? So IP address is not public, so it's not easy to track and hack. So I would say, if you're using VPN, you are much more secure. And I will tell you, in security, there is nothing 100%, like, no software is bug free, right? There are always loopholes. Who knows, like, that 0 day, if you guys know, right? Who knows, there is a hidden defect or bug. Now companies are doing bug bounties to find such kind of defects, which are, maybe hard to find within their own testing organization. But short answer is, VPN is secure than the regular open internet.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Deepak is there? Yeah. Deepak, you can unmute? Yeah.
Yes. And my question is, like, we download many things from Google or somewhere, so they take our email ID. So how can we secure that?
Yeah, that's another, Google APIs, right? That cross scripting also. It gives us flexibility, gives easiness. We don't need to create account on every single website. You have your Google email. You can, launch to another, and that's the reason. But Google is very world renowned company. They do maintain a lot of good security. Yep. So to be honest, I have made one email separate for all those junk emails or the places where I really don't want to give my email address, so that I'm not receiving advertisement and all that junk. But yeah, that's every website want your account, your email address, right? So you need to be putting filters which email to use where. So that's again education, organization, but that's the reality. That's the reason actually email is the biggest phishing or ransomware or attack vector, and it will remain like that.
We have
yes, sir. I have too many email IDs, but still I am getting mails like I am using another mail, but getting on another mail. So many times I face this.
Right. So I definitely report back, if there is a junk email or phishing email, right? So keep doing that so that, and I maybe, come back. What happens when we report such, there are signature, right? So if anybody else is, this email servers, they will match with that and not send to others, the similar phishing emails and all. But as I said, hacker is it's that Tom and Jerry. You fix one thing, they will come up with another. So the only way is to be organized and be smart and keep yourself safe.
We have one of the questions from 𝑷𝒖𝒏𝒂𝒎 𝑵𝒂𝒈𝒑𝒂𝒍
Yes,
from Alpha Academy.
yes, ma'am. Good morning, Punam ma'am. Ma'am, just I wanted to ask you, nowadays we get a message from banks and they credit our account by 1 rupee. Is there any suspicion regarding that? Because many a times we receive 1 rupee. What does it mean? Thank you, ma'am.
No, yeah, so I don't know, the what's happening over there, but generally here also to build that trust, it is going into the right account, right? They want to do with the small amount and then make bigger transaction. But anytime you have suspicion, do pick up phone, do call, do confirm. Whenever you have doubt, always validate. That's what my theory is. But I do know, before making a large transaction, they want to make sure, if it is a other party is not receiving it, it's fraud or something, they will come to know, right? So that's the reason they do that smaller transaction.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
Yeah, we have one question from Amritya also. Can you unmute? Please ask, Amritya.
The scope of cybersecurity in India. As if we visit any government website, it's not even SSL certificates. I have seen in mostly government websites there's problem, or if you ask anyone about ethical hacking or something, they say, oh, hacking, what? Like those who had Facebook and Insta, they even don't know what are ethical hackers and black hat hackers.
Right. So definitely, as I said, India, things have changed. Digitization has skyrocketed, but the laws, right? Like government itself is little behind. So it's again that awareness. I'm sure they are getting some training, but not everybody is educated. But I'm glad you are educated. What is SSL? You need to make sure you are not visiting those kind of websites or downloading it. But I understand if it is government, you need to. The only way is to, as you said, ask them, report them, educate them, and maybe talk to somebody higher authority who can implement all those changes within the organization so that you are safe and other people are safe.
Yeah, Saurabh is there also with a hand raise. Saurabh?
Yes, ma'am. My question is, if I'm looking for a career in cybersecurity, then what are the fields we should work on?
So as I said, definitely take advantage of the free courses Cisco Network Academy is providing. So I did not go in detail, but that webinar is there where you will see if you're interested in hacking, right? Like that ethical hacking we are talking about, pen testing. That is also an area, like depending upon your strength, like are you a good programmer, do you want to build or do you want to break, right? So you will come to know there are tons of positions within cybersecurity. So do go through that webinar, take advantage of free courses, and then you will get awareness, which certification will be good for you, and then you can build upon that career path. I hope I answered. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. One more question, ma'am. Ma'am, recently we saw in the news the Pegasus spyware was common. It was popular in the news. So my question is, how they are getting the access of anyone in the means of important person, how they are accessing the phone or any system of any important person in the world?
So do again take a look at that social engineering, and there are other means, that video and even that TED talk. When I came new to this cybersecurity area, there are 10 TED talk. I was so fascinated to hear. Even first virus, who wrote it, how it got propagated. So you will learn a lot. So I don't know particularly the particular answer to your question, how, but you will see a lot of techniques are getting used. Even that credit card stolen story I was telling you, my husband's card was also stolen, and he did not know that. When I told him, then he's looked at his email. So bunch of credit cards, like credit card numbers are computer generated, right? So all the whole database is maybe gone. His card number, my card number, we got at the same time, right? So I don't know which technique is getting used where, but look at those TED talks and that attack video I was talking about. You will be amazed how it's again users use stupidity. We post everything and anything, and then we click anything and everything, and we fall for it.
So I think
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think we people are done with the question and answer round. So anybody who is still left with any of the doubt or any of the questions, then they can write mail to Punam, and definitely they will get the reply. So let me check the participants if anybody has raises his or her hand. So I think we are done. Okay, so thank you, Punam, for giving us an idea about this cybersecurity, and I hope and I'm sure basically our full audience is aware of the cybersecurity term, and they will definitely do something to protect themselves and others also. So I'm handing over this thing to Simrat. Simrat, please continue.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, finally, I would like to invite Farhan, the president of our society, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Farhan.
Before that,
Thank you,
Farhan,
Simrat.
I would personally like to thank Farhan. Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to personally thank Punam ma'am for giving such an insightful of her experience, as well as her in her lecture what the students can also do in that. As you rightly said, that जैसे बोलते हैं ना हम कि जितना मर्जी हम घर को सिक्योर कर लें, जितने मर्जी ताले लगा लें, बट जिसने चोरी करनी है वो करके ही रहेगा. So the same thing applies to cybersecurity as well. And
घर का भेदी लंका ढाए, that insiders, humans are the biggest threat. Yeah.
Rightly said. Rightly said. I just want to share one of my experience with the students, my students, as you also shared. You shared it with respect to cyber security, but in the same way, आपने अभी बहुत सही बात बोली, घर का भेदी लंका ढाए. once, I think around 5 to 6 years back, all of us of a family, we had gone out for one day, and we had informed our, Chowkidar himself that be here, we'll be back in 2 days or so, and that person himself was involved in the entire burglary at the house. So बिल्कुल ठीक बोला आपने, घर का भेदी लंका डाय. You have to be extra cautious. One has to be really, really extra cautious in dealing with all the activities on internet as well as, of course, at home. We have to have multiple levels. And also one more thing, I would like to tell my students then that since in nowadays we have been doing a lot of shopping on online websites, so many places we are using either our credit cards or our debit cards or whatever, what not. So I would really suggest the same thing I would follow. I also follow, but वो मैम ही नहीं बच पाई, उससे तो कोई कैसे बच पा सकता है, because she is actually heading this entire thing. So if you are purchasing something from a site for the first time, or you are not aware of what kind of product is being not the product, basically what kind of site it is, so I would prefer only go for cash on delivery. Do not put your credit card or debit card credentials into that. And even if you are putting, be sure that do not save your card information anywhere, because everywhere on every site we do get the the checkbox to check, so that they ask you to save this information for the next time or not. So prefer not to do that. Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Bhavna, for making this possible for the Blitz Society as well as Dr. Bhavna, so that we could listen to this Punam. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks, Preeti. Yeah, Farhan.
Thank you, Preeti ma'am. Firstly, I extend my heartfelt vote of thanks to our esteemed guest speaker, Ms. Punam Nagpal, for taking out time to conduct this enlightening webinar. I would also like to extend this vote of thanks to Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Ma'am, and all the teachers for joining the webinar. It was a great honor to have you all. I want to present my heartfelt gratitude to all the members of Blitz team who diligently worked to make this webinar a success. I would like to thank the teacher coordinators of Blitz for their guidance and support. Lastly, I extend my best wishes to all the participants who attended this webinar. We will be sending you feedback forms. Please fill that form so that we can know your reviews and try to make the upcoming events even better. I now request all the attendees to turn their cameras on to let us capture this lively event. Please ensure you remain muted. Thank you.
Yeah, all of us can open the cameras so that we can capture this event. So it's a request if you wish to. So please on your cameras once.
Just a second, ma'am. We are changing the that settings.
Yeah. So a link to autobiography of eminent speaker is shared with all of you. So please check that autobiography also. It's just a very inspiring and just a few minutes read. So you can get all inspired by this thing.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's getting late for me also.
Yeah, definitely. So just click it, and then we can close this. Yeah. Have you done the clicking, Farhan?
Yes, ma'am, done. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody. So we can close the meeting. Thank you once again, Punam.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye for now. Yeah.
Thanks. So thank you all the participants for making this event a successful. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So we can close the meeting. So all the participants can leave so that we can close the meeting. Thank you. So Farhan, the link has been shared. Autobiography link is there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So you can close the recording, Farhan. Close the recording.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah.